Guys, hello and welcome to the Liberian TV network. Today is a regular press briefing at the Ministry of Information and Culture. I'm Francis Kedika, welcome to a live people Liberian TV network.
So let me thank all of you reporters signed here at LACC for the birthday wishes. I'm humble. And I'm glad that you do me such an honor. I guess we are all one family since we are working together for the sake of our country. And I'm sure my entire team of officials here at the ministry are pleased with what you just did, and I appreciate the gifts. And I want to thank you for the bottom of my heart. Everything we do here as a team, as a ministry, we believe that you are part of it. We're doing it together. The last time we couldn't use the hall because of the condition. If you notice, the renovation work is ongoing. I think the part of the roof that is covering the conference room has been replaced. So beginning next week or so, what you will see us doing in this conference room is that we take down the ceiling that you see up here. And what we intend to put up here when we take it down is the exact ceiling you all saw in our office. So in a couple of days, the transformation taking place in this room will reach that level. And of course, you know that as soon as the roofing is over, to start the renovation of the building this time. And like I said before, all of you will be proud as stakeholders of LACC when you come here and see what we all try to do here together. I hope that you all had a wonderful 26. We reached out to you in a way we could. We hope that we can make it better next time. But not just giving you rice or soup can, because nobody can eat dry rice, right? Rice gotta go with soup. But we're not in the position to do that, and I hope that we can take that into consideration when our conditions are improved. We want to speak to you about a few issues. First, the government of Liberia, through the office of the president, has received the report of the General Auditing Commission, GAC, regarding the compliance audit of the Central Bank of Liberia, the CBL, for the fiscal years 2018 to 2023. The audit discovered very significant non-compliance matters at the CBL. The audit revealed, among other findings, that the CBL honored the administration of the current governor, honor his supervision, and honor his management, was not in compliance with the CBL Act of 1999 as amended and restated in 2020. Not consistent also with the Revenue Code of Liberia Act of 2011, the Public Financial Management Act, PFN, of 2009, and its regulations, amendment and restatement of the PFN Act of 2009, 9 and 2019. The Public Procurement and Concession Act of 2005, amended and restated in 2010, and its regulation and the CBL's own policies. The audit also disclosed that the management of the CBL failed to make available to the GAC, that's the General Auditing Commission, its accounting software, which is the Microsoft Great Plains software, and the fiscal year 2023 financial statement of the CBL. For the purpose of the serious allegations of non-compliance and gross failure to perform his fiduciary responsibilities contained in the audit report, the President has hereby suspended from office without pay and with immediate effect pending the result of an investigation of the audit's funding the Governor of the Central Bank of Liberia. I'm sure you are aware that 3 members of the board of the Central Bank had their tenure expired, and they were replaced since July the 21st with Mr. George H. Gooding as a member, Mr. Joseph Robertson as member, and Councillor Ebenezer Gibson as member. These 3 replaced 3 members of the board whose tenure expired. The situation at the Central Bank is considered fluid, and further determinations will be made depending on available information. But as of the moment, it is the Executive Governor of the bank who is hereby suspended. We had our independence celebration. We had an auditor who spoke to all of us, who spoke to all of us. And we think the debate that emerged after the auditor's after the auditor's presentation, Jesus Christ, what are you? So, it's good. It shows the pluralistic nature of our country. It shows that maybe the tenets of democracy are flourishing. The government on its part had a position. We wrote what our position was. But you see, we are a country where people listen more than they read. So for that purpose, we thought to re-echo at this press conference what our unchanged position is, for the sake of those who love to hear, in addition to the fact that the readers will read what we said. And this is what the government position was as issued by the Ministry of Information. It says, the government of Liberia has commended citizens and residents of Liberia for a peaceful, colorful, and successful celebration of our nation's 177th independence anniversary, which was celebrated under the theme, Building a New Liberia for All Liberians. The President, His Excellency Joseph Newman Bokai Sr., called on all Liberians to embrace the true values of freedom and work together to provide opportunities for every Liberian to live a dignified life. The government thanks the Independence Day orator for her oration and notes that the national auditor is a private citizen of Liberia. Her comments are solely hers and are protected by the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The national auditor struck strong points in her speech, of which the government has taken note and will take appropriate actions where necessary, possible, and feasible. His Excellency Joseph Newman Bokai, the President, reaffirms the government's commitment to transforming Liberia as the auditor urged the government, and will remain engaged with our partners to cooperate on matters of mutual interest. In the midst of all the debates, everything that has been said, that is the position of the government of Liberia. Another issue that you may have already seen because it was made public through writing, but that we have to add voice to, concerns the recent indictments. The Monrovia City Court, based upon a complaint of the government of Liberia through the Ministry of Justice and the Liberia Anti Corruption Commission, issued a writ of arrest against Mr. Samuel D. Tweh, former Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Councillor Nyenati Tweh, former Acting Minister of Justice, Mr. Stanley S. Ford, former Director General of the Financial Intelligence Agency, Mr. Moses P. Cooper, former Controller of the Financial Intelligence Agency, and Mr. Jefferson Kamo, former National Security Advisor, to answer the charges of economic sabotage, theft, and or illegal disbursement and expenditure of public money, theft of property, criminal facilitation, and criminal conspiracy. The defendants had conspired and concocted an elaborate, illegal, and unlawful scheme to defraud and steal from the government of Liberia. The scheme entailed the defendants illegally authorizing the Central Bank of Liberia to transfer money to the operational accounts of the Financial Intelligence Agency, FIA, maintained at the Central Bank, and then the defendants will withdraw the amount transferred for their own use and benefit. To carry out the illegal and unlawful scheme in July of 2023, defendant Jefferson Kamo, as then National Security Advisor to the former President of Liberia, illegally and unlawfully made defendant Stanley Ford, then Director General of the FIA, a member of the Joint Security of Liberia. This action was illegal and unlawful because under the National Security Reform and Intelligence Act, the Director General of the FIA is not a member of the National Security Council of Liberia, nor is he a member of the Joint Security of Liberia. Subsequently, in September of 2023, 2 months after the defendant Stanley S4 was illegally made a member of the Joint Security of Liberia, in execution of the illegal and unlawful scheme and conspiracy, Defendant Tweh, then acting Minister of Justice, wrote Defendant Stanley Ford, informing him that the Joint Security of Liberia had received funding for its operations and that the funding will be designated for channeling, and that the FIA, will be designated for the channeling of the funds. The letter also stated that upon the availability of the funds into the account of the FIA, Defendant Stanley S. Ford was to release the funds to the Joint Security of Liberia. On September 8, 2023, in furtherance of the illegal and unlawful scheme and conspiracy, Defendant Samuel D. Tweh, then Minister of Finance and Development Planning, wrote a letter to the Executive Governor of the CBL, authorizing and instructing the CBL to transfer the amount of LD's $55,452,540 from the Government of Liberia Health and Social Security account maintained with the Central Bank to the FIA Liberian operational account, also maintained at the CBL. And on September 19, 2023, in furtherance of the illegal and lawful scheme and conspiracy, Defendant Samuel Tweh then again wrote another letter to the Executive Governor of the Central Bank, authorizing and instructing the CBL to transfer for the Government of Liberia account maintained at the CBL to the FIA Liberian operational account the amount of $999,700,000 Liberian dollars. What? Thus, the amount transferred to the FIA Liberian operational account was a total of $1,055,152,540 Liberian dollars. On September 21st, 2023, still in furtherance of the illegal and unlawful scheme and conspiracy, Defendant Samuel D. Tweh, then Minister of Finance and Development Planning, wrote another letter to the Executive Governor of the CBL, authorizing and instructing the CBL to transfer from the Government of Liberia account to the GOL Health and Social Security account, and then onto the FIA United States operational account the amount of $500,000 US. Hence, between the period of September 8th to 21st, the total amounts that were transferred by the CBL to the Financial Intelligence Agency's operational account between the Central Bank were $1,055,152,540 Liberian dollars and $500,000 United States dollars. On September 11, 2023, Defendant D. Moses P. Cooper withdrew from the FIA account with the CBL the amount of $55,452,540. On September 24, 2023, Defendant D. Moses P. Cooper again withdrew $187,480,000 LD. And on September 22nd, 2023, Defendant P. Moses Cooper again made two withdrawals from the FIA account. One was $350 million, and another one was $450,000. On September 25, 2023, Defendant D. Moses Cooper withdrew $10,500,000 LD. On October 4th, 2023, Defendant D. Moses Cooper again withdrew $412,500. On October 6, 2023, Defendant D. Moses P. Cooper made 2 withdrawals. One was 500,000. So each of them were 500,000 each. On October 17, 2023, Defendant D. Moses Cooper again withdrew 300,000 Liberian. Hence, between the period of September 11, 2023 to October 17, 2023, the total amount of $1,055,145,040 was withdrawn by Defendant D. Moses Cooper.
No.
On September 23rd, 2023, Defendant D. Moses Cooper withdrew the amount of US $500,000 from the FIA account of the central bank. It should be noted that the amount of $500,000 was transferred to the FIA account on September 23rd, 2023. Hence, the day the amount of $500,000 was transferred to the FIA account, it was withdrawn on the same day by Defendant D. Moses P. Cooper. During the investigation, the defendant failed to state the members of the Joint Security of Liberia that withdrew funds were turned over to, and how much each agency of the Joint Security received. With the exception of Mr. Samuel D. Tweh, former Minister of Finance and Development Planning, all persons of interest in connection with the matter were invited by the LACC. They were interviewed, gave statement in relation to their roles, involvement, and knowledge of the crime. All those invited were advised of their rights. And I want to close on this matter with this. The reactions we have seen, 2 of it caught the government's attention. One, that this intervention is a witch hunt. You all saw the drama that unfolded with the constitution of the LACC. Almost toward the end of the administration, the new commissioners were named. So all the folks at the LACC whose work led to this indictment were now appointed by President Bokai. They were appointed by the former president. So where does the question of witch hunt fit? If there's witch hunt, then the suggestion that people they appointed witch hunt. But we want to thank the LACC for trying to live above the fray, because that's what our country needs. It does not matter who appoints you. But when you have a piece of work to do it without fear and favor. And I want to be on record here as a spokesperson of the government that I think in this matter, the LACC have lived up to their responsibility. They have lived above the suspicion that others had that they will not do the needful when these things come up because of who appointed them. I guess they've proven the public wrong. If there's anybody who disagree, fine. The second argument that I want to quickly pay attention to also is, especially in reaction to a reaction that was made by Samuel Tweh on Facebook. When you reminded us that rather than talking about what happened during the 12-year term of President Selig, we have left it and we're focusing on the last 6 years of President Weah. But Mr. Tweh and his team were here for 6 years. If they sincerely believe that in the last 12 years of the Emin administration that they took over from did something, what stopped them in 6 years from bringing those people to board? That they don't expect, for us as a government, when we found probable cause for anybody who may have committed something in the past and there's no statute of limitation, we do the needful. But the point is, you were here for 6 years. You governed the country for 6 years. You believe that wrong things took place in the last 12 years. Why didn't you take the appropriate action that was needed to bring justice to the Liberian people? So those two defenses that have come out so far, they lack every bearing. Because how can your own people you appointed be accused of witch hunting? Come to the CBL stuff, for example. CashAPP, who is the Auditor General, was appointed by the former governor. It is his audit report that has led to the action of the central bank. Again, when someone say was witch hunt, I think these public servants or public officials are standing up, resolved to do the right thing, void of connection to individuals and political institutions. And I sincerely believe that this is good for the country. And to end these indictments, they will be concluded in a court of law. Accusations can be made based on what prosecutors believe are strong evidence. And the court will resolve the matter. But we believe that the Bokai administration ran for public office on account of holding people who betray the public trust accountable. We've seen that there are people who don't have simple patience. When you want to run government, you got to do the right thing. The administration has been here for 6 months. And some were already making conclusions that the government was failing its pledge to hold people accountable. But from what you see, the government was simply allowing those who have those responsibilities under the law to do their work. And I think that's the way to go. You don't want to dance to the public's anticipation. The public wants it to be done immediately. You want to please them, you do it, and you do it wrongly. Give the people who have got the authority to do the things they're supposed to do the time. If in their view they got to take 1 year to gather the information, the evidence they need, then so be it. There's a common saying that all of us know. The shortcut killed deer. We don't want our people who are helping us to do the right thing take shortcut. So let's be patient with them as they do their job, so that when they do it properly. I want to thank you for your attention.
So guys, that was the voice of my Honorable Jeremiah Pierre, Information Minister at the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism. I'm Francis Kediko coming to you live. Keep following Liberia TV Network. You can follow, like, and comment on our social and our YouTube channel.